Digital forensics is traditionally associated with criminal investigations. As you would expect, most types of investigation center on some form of computer crime. This sort of crime can take two forms: computer-based crime and computer-facilitated crime. Computer-based crime: this is criminal activity that is conducted purely on computers, for example cyberbullying or spam. As well as crimes newly defined by the computing age, it also includes traditional crime conducted purely on computers, for example, child pornography. Computer-facilitated crime: crime conducted in the real world, but facilitated by the use of computers. A classic example of this sort of crime is fraud. Computers are commonly used to communicate with other fraudsters, to record, plan activities, or to create fraudulent documents. Not all digital forensics investigations focus on criminal behavior. Sometimes the techniques are used in corporate or private settings to recover lost information or to rebuild the activities of employees. Types of investigation: there are four main types of investigation performed by digital forensics specialists. The first three are broadly similar in the activities they involve, but differ in terms of the legal restrictions and guidelines imposed as well as the type of digital evidence and form of report. Criminal forensics: the largest form of digital forensics and falling under the remit of law enforcement, or private contractors working for them. Criminal forensics is usually part of a wider investigation conducted by law enforcement and other specialists, with reports being intended to facilitate that investigation and, ultimately, to be entered as expert evidence before the court. Focus is on forensically sound data extraction and producing report evidence in simple terms that a layman will understand. Intelligence gathering: this type of investigation is often associated with crime, but in relation to providing intelligence to help track, stop, or identify criminal activity. Unless the evidence is later to be used in court, forensic soundness is less of a concern in this form of investigation. Instead, speed can be a common requirement. Electronic discovery, eDiscovery, similar to criminal forensics but in relation to civil law. Although functionally identical to its criminal counterpart, eDiscovery has specific legal limitations and restrictions, usually in relation to the scope of any investigation. Privacy laws, for example, the right of employees not to have personal conversation intercepted, and human rights legislation often affect electronic discovery. Intrusion investigation: the final form of investigation is different from the previous three. Intrusion investigation is instigated as a response to a network intrusion, for example a hacker trying to steal corporate secrets. The investigation focuses on identifying the entry point for such attacks, the scope of access, and mitigating the hacker's activities. Intrusion investigation often occurs live, i.e. in real time, and leans heavily on the discipline of network forensics. Evidence and analysis: obviously the main aim of any investigation is to recover some form of digital evidence, objective data that is relevant to the examination. On top of that, the investigator might be asked to make some form of analysis of that evidence, either to form an expert conclusion, or to explain the meaning of the evidence. Here are some examples of the kind of analysis an examiner might be asked to undertake. Attribution: metadata and other logs can be used to attribute actions to an individual. For example, personal documents on a computer drive might identify its owner. Alibis and statements: information provided by those involved can be cross-checked with digital evidence. For example, during the investigation into the Soham murders, the offender's alibi was disproven when mobile phone records of the person he claimed to be with showed she was out of town at the time. Intents: as well as finding objective evidence of a crime being committed, investigations can also be used to prove the intent, known by the legal term mens rea. For example, the internet history of convicted killer Neil Entwistle included references to a site discussing how to kill people. Evaluation of source file artifacts and metadata can be used to identify the origin of a particular piece of data. For example, older versions of Microsoft Word embedded a global unique identifier I.